What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. So, by all reports, the Panthers are looking to draft a quarterback in the upcoming draft. But the main question is, will they be able to? Because the Panthers have the 9th overall pick. There are 4 quarterbacks or 4 main prospects in this draft. There's CJ Stroud, there's Bryce Young, there's Will Levis, there's Anthony Richardson. Now, wherever you have those guys ranked, that's up to you. But I think we would all agree that there are 4 main quarterback prospects in this draft. The Panthers have the 9th overall pick, and I believe there are 4 teams ahead of the Panthers who are also looking to draft a quarterback in the Texans, the Colts, the Raiders, and the Falcons. I think there's a possible 5th team in there also in the Lions. I just don't think the Lions are completely sold on Jared Goff, but that's a maybe. I think most people would agree that the Texans, Colts, Raiders, Falcons are looking for a quarterback. They all have a pick ahead of the Panthers. There are only 4 main quarterback prospects in this draft. That math just does not work out well for the Panthers unless they are looking to trade up. Now, I am somebody who is just not, sold on any other quarterbacks in this draft, where I'm not very high on them. If one fell to the Panthers at 9, whether it be Anthony Richardson, which I think 9 is kind of high for Anthony Richardson, considering that nobody expects him to be ready to start in the upcoming season. But if he's there at 9, the Panthers take him. I get why everybody likes him. I get the super high potential with Anthony Richardson. I get it with CJ Stroud. I don't really get it so much with Will Levis. Bryce Young, his size really worries me. But again, I'm not super high on any of these quarterbacks, especially if you have to trade up to get them. I think the Panthers will be better suited. If one doesn't fall to them, I think they'd be better suited to wait until next year's draft, or to maybe make a move to set them up to get a quarterback in next year's draft, where you have Drake May or Caleb Williams. Both of those guys I do believe are worth trading up for, or are guys I am super high on. But I don't purport myself to be some college football expert, but just from what I've seen of these players, I am more high on Drake May or Caleb Williams than I am of any quarterback in this draft. Bryce Young were, a few inches taller and like 30 pounds bigger, then sure, I would trade it to get Bryce Young, but he's not. And I don't think he's ever going to get much bigger than what he is, because, he's been in the Alabama weight program for, 3 or 4 years, and he's still the size that he is. I think that is just his natural weight. Maybe as he gets older, he might put on pounds, but, I think he's just one of those guys who's naturally skinny. And that's going to be great for him when he's older, but as far as playing football, doesn't really work out so well for him, in my opinion. So I'm not super high on him. If I don't see CJ Stroud falling at all. I just don't think it's going to happen. If Will Levis falls, of the 4, Will Levis will be like at the bottom, in my opinion. I don't want Will Levis, even if he falls to number 9 for the Panthers. If Anthony Richardson is there at 9, I would be okay with that pick. Because again, the ceiling is so high with Anthony Richardson. He as a physical talent, he might be the most physically gifted quarterback we've seen since Cam. The guy is that big. He's that strong. He's that fast. His arm is that good. He's a great physical talent. He's just super raw. He needs a lot of work. But the Panthers do have a coaching staff that is built to develop a young quarterback. So if they believe that they can develop Anthony Richardson, by all means, sure, take him at number 9. I just don't think the Panthers would be best served by trading up to get a quarterback, because what you would have to give, I'm assuming you have to give, of course, this year's first round pick, probably next year's first round pick, and either a second and a third or some other grouping of, lower round picks. The Panthers need that draft capital. The Panthers are not in a position where they are a quarterback away, even if that quarterback is young. That is not where the Panthers are. The Panthers have other holes on their roster that they need to fill. They need another corner. They need a safety. They need another receiver. They need a tight end. There are other important positions on this team, positions of need, that the Panthers have to worry about. I just don't believe they're in a position where they can send away multiple high-value picks to move up to get a quarterback in this draft, especially when I don't believe any of the quarterbacks in this draft are franchise-changing quarterbacks, at least not for a team like the Panthers. If the Panthers were a more complete team already, then sure, I think, maybe you spend that draft capital, but the Panthers aren't in a position to do that, in my opinion. They need those other picks. They need those valuable picks because there are other holes to fill. So if a quarterback they like falls to number 9, sure, take him. I'm just against trading up for a quarterback. I'd rather wait until the 2024 draft and take a quarterback in that draft and maybe trade up for Caleb Williams than trade up for any of the quarterbacks in this draft. I don't believe the Panthers are in a proper position for it, and I don't think any of the quarterbacks in this draft are really worth it. To me, I'd rather keep those picks, fill out other holes in the roster. If you don't get a quarterback, fine. Ride your season out with Matt Corral. If Matt Corral is bad, hey, you'll go with the next season or next draft with another high draft pick. And then if you have to, move up then. But maybe you won't have to. You can get a quarterback every future then. Trading up in this draft, to me, I just don't see that working out well for the Panthers in the long term. But again, if they do it, I would understand, because this team does need a quarterback, preferably a young quarterback that the coaching staff here can develop, that can grow within the system, and that can grow with the young talent on the offense, because the offense is still fairly young. DJ Moore is still a young receiver. Chuba Hubbard is a young running back. Icky is still a very young tight end, offensive tackle, not tight end. He was just drafted last year. He's still on a rookie deal. Terrace Marshall, still a very young receiver. Now, whether or not Terrace Marshall is going to have a future with the Panthers, yet to be seen, but he's young. Overall, this offense is young. The defense is pretty young too, but the offense is young. Getting a young quarterback who can grow with that talent, I think should be very high up on the party list of the Panthers. But I just don't think trading up in this draft is the way to go about it. That's a lot for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And if you are so inclined, subscribe and leave a comment. I respond to almost everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.